Hey everybody, I don't know if you can hear me well, it's kind of windy out there, and what am I doing today, you might ask? I catch my breath here by moving stuff around. I'm going to pull the car out for a day or two. I'm going to bring in the frame that I bought because it needs to be shortened, and it needs a couple spots on it fixed. So I'm going to do that today, or at least get inside today, and yeah. So like I was saying, I have this frame for the car. The one underneath the car isn't in the best of shape. I think it's savable, but for now, I'm going to do what I need to do to this frame, and that is shorten it. And the reason that, wipe my nose here, the reason I need to shorten it is because this is a 68 to 72 Chevelle 4-door frame, and obviously my car is not a 4-door. So the 4-door was 4 inches longer. And to remedy that issue, you have to cut the frame between these two mounts right here. You gotta whack 4 inches out of there. So I'm still going back and forth in my head how I want to do it, but I think I have it figured out. But first I need to repair, probably can't see that well because I got you up there, but this hole is body mount, but for the bottom bush is rotted out. And over, I don't know if you guys can even see my hand there, but on that corner, that one's a little rotted out. So I gotta fix that, and then after that, I'm going to, it's gonna be pretty rudimentary how I do it, but I'm gonna sit the car up on tires that I have sitting over there in the corner, and I'm going to stagger my cut on both sides. Let me get you the camera, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. So yeah, see that right there? She's a little wide on that corner. I have a repair kit. What I'm going to do is I have to take 4 inches out right somewhere in here. So what I'm going to do is actually mark out 8 inches, and then so you got each end, then halfway in between. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say cut out this piece right here, get rid of that, and then I'm going to do the same down here, you know, kitty corner to it. That way when I slide the frame together, I'm not welding just a straight line across. It'll be a little stronger. I mean, I am going to fish plate it anyway, but might as well do it that way. And some of you are going to be watching this say, geez, you need a frame table to do that. You're not going to get it right. I'll get it close, and close is good enough for me. I mean, you probably can't tell, but I think the back of that frame's a little kinked up anyway. Actually, yeah, I think I can see it. Yeah, right here. Need to heat that and bring it down. This sits up higher than the other side. Not a huge deal, but I would like to fix that. So I think what I need to do is go inside the house and grab my repair kit. And then I don't know, I might actually take my torch and heat that up and bang that dent back in and drop that back down where it's supposed to be before I start doing anything else. So, alright, I'm going to run inside and grab what I need to grab, and then I'm going to get to it. So what I've got is this kit here. See if I can bring it in so you guys can see it. It's made by UMI. Looks like part number 4055. Basically, they're just washers. I'm sure if you had a Fastenal or maybe even Lowe's would have the right size, you could go that route. But I got these anyway. So what I got to do is, oh, yeah, and before you buy these, do I have any light? When you look at them on Summit or any other website, they look wider. You know, they look like they have more meat to them. But then they show up and they're just, I don't know, what's that, 3/8 wide, if that. So hopefully it's enough to, well, especially over there, hopefully there's enough to grab good meat on that. I don't know how I'm going to cut these out yet, because obviously they're circular, so I don't have any circular cutting tools, but I'll figure it out. Alright, day 2 of this. I recorded a little bit yesterday, and then I had to do some figuring out, and I was a little confused, so I did some research last night, and I came up with the answers I was looking for, so I was able to fix, I'm probably not pointing at it right in the video, but that body mount over there, and this one. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the frame, and I'm going to shorten it 4 inches. And to do that, well, on these 68 to 72 Chevelle frames, you go right in here. I'm sure some guys would probably say, you know, cut out this weld, just bring it back 4 inches, but I could do that. However, it makes me worried because I could get the frame, you know, off like that, and I really don't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to splice it right in the center, and that way I can make sure that it stays straight on both sides, and it'll work. I'm going to fish plate it after I do it, and you guys will get to see it. Here we go. Well, day 3 of this. Last night I wanted to, I don't know what I said, but I wanted to go in, I wanted to get measurements, the correct measurements off the internet, which I have downloaded the actual factory measurements for this frame. So I need to make sure that it's square, but B, I need to make sure that it's the correct length for a coupe. So what my plan of attack here is, went to my local hardware store. I got this piece of threaded rod, 3/8 threaded rod, because the factory, I don't know how well you can see that, the factory, one of the measurements is off of this hole right here to that mount hole right there. The center of that to the center of that should be, I think, 72 inches. I could be wrong. So yeah, obviously this is a 3/4 inch hole. You're obviously not going to get a 3/4 inch piece of threaded rod. So I got a 3/8 piece, which is half of 3/4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it. So you can see how I've got it lifted up and the furthest point back. I'm going to tack it right there. And then I'm going to take, you can see that piece of angle iron laying on the ground back there. My shop's a mess. I'm going to take that and I'm going to lay that across the back from mount hole to mount hole, halfway across those, and then I'll be able to measure exactly center to center, and then I'll be able to get the frame squared up, and then I can burn it together. I want to do it today, but I'm waiting on FedEx Freight to show up. They're supposed to be bringing me all of the sheet metal that I ordered for the car. So it's 2 pallets. And I don't know if it's going to be, it depends on if he has a lift gate. If he doesn't have a lift gate, we got to go over to my work and unload it there. Then I'll bring it back pallet by pallet. It's not a big deal. Work's not that far away. Yeah, so that'd be the only reason I'm not going to be out here today. I really want to be. If he shows up early enough, I will be. Then I found some pieces. These pieces right here, some good 1/8 inch. They might even be thicker than 1/8 inch. It might be, what would 1/8 inch be? So that might be 3/16, which yeah, that's thicker. And I'm going to use that to fish plate the frame. So what I'll do is, I'm going to cut the ears, I'll call them, the black pieces off of there. Then I'm going to come in, of course this green piece will be stripped, and I've got weld through primer here somewhere. I'll cut it in like a fish plate kind of shape, and then once I get it everything welded in, I'll fish plate both sides, because I get another matching piece over there for that, and then that'll stiffen it up quite a bit. And I've made the decision. I'm going to, excuse me, I just burped. These taste like SpaghettiOs. I'm going to buy the ABC Performance kit that it boxes in this part of the frame. I looked at the Hellwig kit, and while it's a nice kit, I can't justify spending that much money. You know, I'm sure it'll stiffen it more than the ABC kit will, because it adds to that down angle. It adds like 3 inches there before it intersects where the flat piece comes out from the bottom. I'm sure that adds a lot of rigidity, a lot more than the ABC kit. I just can't justify spending the money. And I read the reviews on the ABC kit, and guys say they're great. They say it makes it stiff as can be, and all it is sure, I could probably go buy 1/8 inch steel and do it myself, but I don't feel like cutting the pieces out. It's like $330 shipped. What it does, it boxes in this section of the frame on both sides and up through there, which really they should have been from the factory. These frames do have a lot of flex in them, which is why I'm taking a lot of precautions when it comes to doing this. But yeah, you can see my nice work that I did there. This will be, when I go to actually do it, the weld together, you can see that's up right there. It'll be level. This gap will be pretty well closed. I might even have to open that gap up a little bit by the time I close it up. So it'll be straight, it'll be good. And well, I'm gonna wait for UPS to show up, or UPS, I think they are showing up today anyway. I'm gonna wait for FedEx Freight, and then I'm gonna get out here and do some work. Hey guys, a couple days later I'm back. I had some issues, so I didn't really film while I was working through them, but basically I just wanted this video so you can see that if you have a 68 to 72 Chevelle coupe that needs a frame and you can only find a 4-door frame, you can use it. Now let me show you how I did things here. Of course, this is fish plated now, but I didn't just cut it off straight. What I did, I think you saw it in earlier anyway, that I took out like a section here, and then I took out the other section here, so that way it was a Z cut, not just a straight cut. So I did that, and then I fish plated over the top of it. It's not pretty, but I'm not planning on selling this car, so it should work fine. I still have to do the other side. The other side is welded. Now, to make sure that I had everything square, I welded this piece of angle iron. Now this hole is 1.5 inches wide, so 3/4 of an inch is halfway across. So I have this halfway across, and this is right here is 1.25 inches wide. So I put a slit. Right there, you can see. So it's halfway across this hole, it's halfway across that hole, and then I have this threaded rod through the front holes. And what I did is I would put my tape measure back there, I'd pull it up here, I'd take my measurement, I'd take 1.25 inches off for the width of the angle iron, and I got it to within 1/16 of an inch or so, you know, lengthwise to where it should be. Across directionally, I think the furthest that is out is, I want to say, 1/16 to 1/8. Really, you need it within 1/4 inch. I mean, these old cars weren't perfect from the factory, so, you know, I think I got it closer. The furthest that it is out is up here. If I measure from, say, one of those holes over to the radiator support hole and do it crisscross, I'm out 1/4 of an inch, which, whatever, it'll be fine. And then back here, I got done. I stood over here in the center. I looked back, and I could see that this frame rail in the back looked like it was pushed over this way. So I measured from there to here, straight across and back and forth, and then from there to there, and then there to there. And it was pushed over this way almost 3/4 of an inch. So I'm thinking, oh, you know, great. I just did all that work and I can't even use this frame. Well, I thought for a minute. I went up taking that ratchet strap, and I went from that hole over to that hole, and I was able to pull it. I had to do a couple rounds. I pulled it until now it's actually not even 1/16. It is dead on the correct measurement from there to there, and there to there, and also from there to there, and there to here. So the back of the frame it's as square as it's going to be, you know. But to wrap this up, I got to go through a bunch of footage before I put all this together and post it on my YouTube. You can shorten a 4-door frame to work with a 2-door 68 to 72 Chevelle. I don't know about the earlier models. I don't know about the later models. So just keep that in mind. But as far as a 68 to 72, you can make it happen. What's going to happen from here is I am going to have my buddy Cody sandblast it for me. He owns what's called Acoustic Eco Blasting. I think that's what it's called. Sorry if I got that wrong, Cody. And we made a little swap, and he's going to blast my frame for me. And then I'll fix whatever little bit of rust is left. I'm worried about some of these. She's real thin around these holes. I almost wonder if the sandblaster is going to, you know, make these holes a little bigger than they should be. If they do, no big deal, because I still have a bunch of, still have a ton of these. And they're the right size anyway. So, and then, The only other rot spot that I know of, there's one right here, which isn't a big deal because it's where the metal overlays. So I think the inside's solid. It just, let's see if I can get you in there. It just rotted a little hole right here. No big deal there. And then, excuse my garage. I really got to clean it before I actually fully start this project. And then this hole from basically here, you can see the holes going up and over that arch. So I'll have to, I'll get some 1/8" steel and I'll make a piece or a couple pieces, probably be a couple pieces. I don't think the bottom's rotted. I think it's just this side. I could probably even get away with just cutting out these small sections and making little patches to go in there, but we'll see. Anyway, I probably won't make a video for a little bit because I have to wait to get this thing back from sandblasting, and then I need to order all new bushings for the suspension that's under the car so I can pull it, so I can pull this out, pull the car back in, lift the car up, drop the frame out from underneath of it, then redo all the, sandblast all the pieces of suspension so I can put under this, put new bushings in it, and then I can roll this back underneath the car with all the new body bushings before I actually start body work, because I want this sitting on the frame where it's going to be sitting before I start doing anything. That way everything stays where it's supposed to be. But, well, you guys have a, oh, you like my cop lights back there? You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'd like to hit 500 by January 1st. I'm at like 3 something. I don't know. 347 or 348. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Oh, yeah. So not see you next time quite yet. My order from Autometal Direct showed up. I got to get all my old Nova stuff out of there. I told my buddy he could have it all. The same guy that's doing the sandblast, and told me he could take all the rest of the Nova stuff that I have. But this is what $4 grand gets you from Autometal Direct. There is a pile. Inner outer wheelhouses for the back, inner wheelhouses for the front. I got 2 new fenders somewhere in here. What else did I get? So I got all the wheelhouses, inner and outer, then the front inner. I got trunk floor. I got radiator support. I got door skins. I got floor pans. What else? I got trunk drop-offs. I got the quarter skins here. I got everything. I even bought some stuff that I probably didn't need, but I didn't want to get into the car, get cutting into it and then wind up having to wait to order more, So, anyway, yeah. Bye.